Hi guys, welcome to our yoga practice this evening. Just make sure you can all see me okay. Let's just wait for a few of you to get signed in. If you're watching this class back, welcome, fantastic. It's great that we can just save the content and you can practice at your own leisure. You can do the class as many times as feels good. You come back, revisit it. Welcome guys. So tonight we're going to be focusing on moving with the breath and connecting some of our postures together. So it will be a flowing practice. If you're new, if you're still getting used to moving and breathing, getting used to yoga, then that's okay. Just do what feels good. Try and tune into your body. Don't do anything that causes you pain, so you don't want to feel pain, but you will feel challenged, and that's okay. We'll just oh, I can hear Barney coming down the stairs. Hello, making an appearance. I'm going to have some company tonight. Someone's out for a play. We'll get started in a moment. Dog's welcome. Just going to open the door for him. Okay, well, we'll see how this goes then. Barney may or may not join in. So we'll get started in a moment. If you are working with injuries, please listen to your own body, do what feels good. I'll be giving you cues and options as always, so if you're new to practice, working with injuries, then staying in the first stage of the pose doesn't mean it's any better for us to go deeper or go further, go to the next level. It just depends on what feels good for our body. So yeah, listening to yourself, and we'll get started. So you don't need a mat to practice. It's ideally, it's better if you have one, it's ideal. You want to make sure you've got enough space around you, so nothing that you can sort of knock off, enough space for your body to lie down. And then we'll get going, shall we? I hope you're all doing well. So lovely that you're here this evening. Okay, shall we get going? Coming to your mats, so just coming to your mats, finding a comfortable position. We're going to lay down to begin with. So stretch your legs out the length of the mat and slowly bring your body down to the floor. Letting your eyes close, release your hands down the side of your body. And if lying flat on the floor like this pulls into your lower back, bend your knees. Take your feet just wider than the hips and let the knees knock in together. Let your eyes close. Just let your body be still. So just taking a few moments to find some stillness in the physical body. It can be hard to stop still, to not fidget or fuss or have a little wriggle. And just seeing if you can find a comfortable place that you can lie in for the next few minutes. Letting your eyes close and letting your attention start to turn inwards. Just letting everything settle here. Drawing your attention towards your breath. Just noticing the natural breath as it moves in the body, out of the body. Noticing how it feels going in and how it feels going out. And if your mind starts to wander here, know that that's completely normal. It's thinking, running through your to-do list, maybe going over what's happened in your day or what's still to come. And just seeing if you can leave all that at the door, just parking it for a moment. Just coming to your breath. Just breathing in, breathing out. And just starting to scan through the body. So Just noticing any areas of tension or tightness, and then as you exhale, relax, release, let go. Moving your attention from the head all the way down the neck, shoulders, arms. As you exhale, let go. So coming all the way down to your feet, your toes, and just letting your body feel relaxed. We'll bring a little bit more awareness now into the breath. So starting to breathe in and out through your nose. So really trying to lengthen your inhale breath and lengthen the exhale. So through our yoga practice, we're cultivating, we're building this fuller, deeper breath. Will fuel our practice. Starts to build heat inside the body, helps us move in and out of our poses. But it's also so calming for the mind. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. And slowly starting to bring a little bit of awareness into your body. Maybe wiggling your fingers or toes. If you have your knees bent, just straightening them out just for a moment. So we'll do a few poses here on the floor before we get going, keeping your eyes closed if that feels nice, or starting to flicker them open. Drawing the right knee in towards your chest, interlace the fingers on the shin and draw your knee in towards your armpit. So you're squeezing your knee in and out towards your armpit. Flex through your toes, make the pose active. Maybe feeling a pinching or tightness into the hips. Just breathe into anything that feels tight, tense. As you exhale, relax and let it go. Bending the left leg so the foot comes to the floor. Release your right leg, right foot comes on top of left knee. Interlace your fingers behind the left thigh and draw the knee in towards the chest. So drawing the knee in and using your right elbow just to push the knee away. Flexing through the toes, feeling this in your right hip, your glute. Nice deep stretch here. If you've been sat down all day, this will feel juicy, it's going to feel good. Then release the left leg to the floor, bring the right leg to the floor. Hands come behind the head, fingers rest in the nape of the neck. Let the knees drop over to the right, gaze up to the ceiling or up and over the left shoulder. Shoulders are relaxed, shoulders stay down on the floor, feeling your belly rise and your belly fall. Moving slowly back through centre, gaze through centre, head through centre. Drawing the knees in towards your chest, give yourself a little squeeze. And then send your legs away, release them. Legs stretch out, hands fall beside your body. Eyes can stay closed. Starting to draw the left knee in towards your chest, interlace the fingers on the shin and draw the knee in towards your armpit. Wind relieving pose. Flex your feet. Interlace your fingers so you've got a nice tight grip, thumb included. Drawing the left knee in towards your armpit. Feeling the belly rise, the belly fall as you breathe in and breathe out. Bending your right leg now. So your foot is flat to the floor, releasing the left leg. Left foot comes on top of right knee. Interlace the fingers behind your right thigh and start to draw the right knee in towards your chest. Use your left elbow to push the knee away. So getting a nice deep stretch into your glute, your outer left hip. So this is similar to pigeon pose we sometimes do in our practice. If you don't feel this sort of sensation in pigeon, or you want to try doing this as a modification, then you're welcome. If that doesn't mean anything to you yet, guys, don't worry. Keep on breathing, it's all good. Inhaling and exhaling, using the breath to anchor any thoughts of the mind. Releasing your feet down to the floor, hands come behind the head, fingers rest in the nape of the neck. Knees drop down to the left, gazes up to the ceiling or up and over the right shoulder. Don't worry if your knees don't find the floor, just keep the shoulders down. Getting a nice deep twist in the mid-spine, maybe drawing the knees closer up towards the upper body, so hugging them in a little bit. Deepen the stretch. Knees through centre, gaze through centre. Drawing the knees in towards the chest one more time. Give yourself a big squeeze. Taking hold of the thighs from behind now. So a couple of options, guys. You can roll over to the side and push yourself up to seated, or with your hands behind your thighs, rock and roll, massaging the full length of the spine 3 times, all the way up to seated. And however you get here, we're going to find our sit bones. So hovering here, hovering on our sit bones, toes an inch off the mat, holding our thighs. So if you're working on your core strength, you can stay here, this is fine, or start to float your toes up, toes in line with knees. Knees squeeze together, thighs squeeze together, boat pose. You can stay holding your thighs or start to release the hands so you're a boat with oars. Really draw the belly in, relax your shoulders, gaze beyond your toes, making this look easy, relaxing through your face, feeling it in your belly muscles, your core muscles, holding it here, breathing for 3, 2, 1. Feet come down, wrap your arms around your legs, tuck chin to chest. Let your belly go and start to breathe into the back of the body. So releasing through the belly and just finding a little bit of stillness in between the poses. Reset, opportunity to come back to the breath. Gaze lifts. Crossing over your ankles, roll over onto your knees. So however you get here, coming into an all fours position. So shoulders stacked over wrists, hips stacked over knees, tops of the feet flat to the floor. Drawing your belly in, gazing down towards the top of the mat. As you inhale, drop the belly to the floor, lift the chest, lift the tail, look up. Exhaling, push the mat away, chin to chest, navel to spine, round through the back. And again, moving with your breath. Great opportunity to start connecting breath, movement together. Building mind-body connection. Inhale and exhale. Keeping your arms and legs still. So getting the movement from the hip. If you feel like the mood is taking you today, you can start to find a little bit more movement here, maybe swaying from one side to the other. Just trying to tune in to what you need, what feels good, and then giving yourself permission to do it. Just do it, whatever you need. Inhale and exhale. So after your next round, coming back to a neutral spine, belly's in, gazing down towards the top of the mat. Plant your hands down firmly and step your right foot to the outside of your right wrist, your right hand. Give it help if you need to. So we're setting up for our lizard lunge. This might be enough for you here. If it is, stay just where you are. If you'd like a little bit more, the left knee can slide back behind you. So hips sinking down to the floor. So we're really getting into our hips now at the start of class, really letting the hips fall down to the mat. You can stay where you are or start to come down onto your forearms. If you're down onto your forearms, maybe starting to roll over onto the baby toe side of the right foot, so the hips just opening out to the side. If you're back up on your hands, you can lift the right arm up to the ceiling, lifting it up, stretching it up, and then bringing it to rest on the right knee and gently easing the knee out to the side. So no pressure here really, just gently helping the knee open. So a few options for you, go into what feels good. And if you don't know what feels good, and you're confused or lost, just stay in the first stage, it's all good. Sometimes when we first start practicing yoga, it's about getting used to the directions, the lefts, the rights. All you need to do is keep on breathing and moving, doing what feels good, and you're doing yoga, and you're all doing great. So wherever you are, coming back through center, coming back onto your hands, helping your left knee in, so just sliding it in, sending the right leg back behind you, coming into your all fours. Take a breath and then step the left foot forward. Left foot steps to the outside of the left hand. Starting to see how this feels on this side. It could feel different to the other side. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Checking in with yourself. And then starting to slide the right knee back if that feels good. So just letting the hips sink down to the floor. And really trying not to tense any muscles here, just to let gravity pull you down, increasing the stretch and options. You can come down onto your forearms again. Maybe rolling over onto the baby toe side of the left foot. Or if you're up on your hands, left arm reaches up to the ceiling. And then rest onto the left knee and you can gently start to ease it out to the side. Maybe having a little twist here too. Notice if you're holding tension in your face here. So sometimes when we're doing these challenging poses, we can start to clench our teeth, our jaw, maybe furrow our brow. Just invite some softness into your practice. Use your breath to let go. And change, coming back through center. So bringing your hands to the floor, helping your right knee back in, sending your left leg back behind you, coming into your all fours position. Walking your hands a little bit forward now, pushing down firmly through the four corners of the palms, the tips of the fingers. Curling your toes, hover your knees, and as you inhale, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling, belly back towards your thighs. Downward facing dog. So it's the first time that we're here in class. Feel free to pedal through your feet, walking it out. So if you're tight in the calves and hamstrings, this might not be the most comfortable pose for you. So just walking it out to begin with really helps just get the juices flowing in the muscles, helps everything feel a little bit looser. And then holding it still here. So everybody holding it still. Ears are in line with your arms, hands rooted firmly down. Draw your belly in and start to come up high onto your tiptoes. So just coming up onto your tippy top toes. Now bend your knees, push belly back to thighs. Lift your hips up high and see if your heels will start to melt down towards the floor. Now they don't need to touch the floor. My heels aren't touching the floor. So I'm going to soften through my knees and focus on lengthening the spine, so your back should be nice and flat, neck to tailbone nice and long. Inhale and exhale. Gazing forward, gaze towards the top of the mat and slowly start to walk your feet up to meet your hands. So coming to the top of the mat, having your feet hip distance apart, nice big bend in your knees. So hip distance, just a 2 fist width gap. Big bend in your knees, belly on thighs, letting the upper body hang over the lower and taking hold of opposite elbows, shaking your head. Yes, no, a few times. Then keeping your head still and gently swaying the upper body, moving right to left, left to right. Coming through center, release your hands down to the floor, let your arms, your head hang heavy, let everything go, releasing tension in the neck and back. And slowly tucking chin to chest, starting to uncurl, rounding up, rolling up. Vertebrae by vertebrae, one at a time, chin lifts last. Bringing your feet together, big toes touch, arches of the feet draw up, kneecaps draw up, shoulders roll back and down, arms hang heavy by your side, gaze is forward. Coming into mountain pose, taking a breath here, maybe letting your eyes close. Coming back to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Next, inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, reaching the arms up wide, palms touch. Exhaling, hands through center, hinging from the hips, forward folding. So bending your knees on the way down, release your hands either side of your feet, belly on thighs. And as you inhale, slide hands to shins, gaze forward, flat back. planting your hands down, step back with your right foot. Drop your right knee down, uncurl your toe. Right hand plants down as the left hand lifts, coming into a twist. Stacking left shoulder on top of right. Staying here if that feels good, or starting to do big circles with the left hand. Left arm reaches forward, sweeping all the way down to the mat and then coming all the way back up. So doing that 2 more times, getting a bit of mobility into your shoulders. And after you've done it 3 times, the left hand reaches back up to the ceiling. Left hand comes down to frame the left foot. Curl the back toe, lift the knee, and step the left leg back behind you, coming into a plank pose. So finding a nice, strong, solid plank here. Toes are curled, pushing out through your heels, hands pushed down firmly, gazing down towards the top of the mat. Now make sure your bottom's not sagging down to the floor here, really strong in the body, strong arms, belly sucked in. Drop down to your knees, uncurl your toes, rock the body weight forward, draw your elbows in and slowly, slower than you want, lower all the way down to the floor. Fingertips fall underneath your shoulders, elbows tuck in tightly, and start to peel your chest up off the mat. So baby cobra, there's no weight in our hands, elbows are tucking in. This is your option 1, or the hands can come down, and you start to straighten off through your arms. Coming into cobra. So no crunching into the lower back here, guys. Just if you have any issues, stay in baby cobra, breathe through it. Everybody lowering down to the mat. Hug your elbows in, push back through your knees. Push your hips back towards your heels, taking a child's pose. Arms stretch forward, forehead comes down to the floor. So you can have your knees together here, or take them a little bit wide. Just taking a little moment, a breath. Connecting back to that inhale and exhale. And next inhale breath, rock the body weight forward, curl your toes, lift your hips up high, finding downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Exhale, let it go. And again, inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Let it go. Next, inhale breath, lift your right leg up. So coming into a 3-legged downward dog. So right leg lifts, hands are rooted firmly down. Keep everything squared to the mat, so it doesn't matter if your right leg doesn't come up so high. Then as you exhale, rock the body weight forward, draw knee to nose. We're coming into a plank pose, but knees tucking into nose, rounding, doming through the upper back. Sending the right leg away, point your toes. And again, rock the body weight forward, draw knee to nose, hugging it in, rounding through the back, and then sending your leg away. One more time, rock the body weight forward, draw knee to nose, doming through the upper back. This time, step your right foot in between your hands. So give it help if it needs to. Pull it up to the top of the mat and stay high onto your tiptoes. Inhale, start to lift your arms, coming into a high lunge. So taking a moment here just to find our alignment, bending through our right knee, hips push forward, back leg is strong. If this feels too strong for you, you can drop the back knee down, just modify the pose slightly. And as you inhale, start to draw the left hand back behind you, the right arm forward. So we're twisting out to the side and keeping the left hand going, just letting it swing all the way back round. Arms up overhead. This time, right hand back behind you. Right hand sweeps forward. Keep your belly in here, help with your balance. Left hand comes back. So just taking it in turns to circle through our shoulders. Left hand stays high this time, right hand back behind you. Keeping your arms up overhead, holding it here. And dropping your back foot down now. So back foot comes down 45 degrees, opening out through your arms. Bending through your right knee, coming into warrior two pose. So heels are in line with each other, right knees deeply bent. Inhale, lift your right arm up, left arm comes down. Gazing down towards your left toes or up towards your right hand, bending through your right knee. Breathing here, in and out through your nose. Drawing your hands back through center, windmilling your arms down, right hand followed by the left. Spinning on your back toes, you can step back to downward facing dog or send your right leg back up in the air. Right foot comes down, and we all meet here, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Gazing forward towards the top of the mat. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Coming all the way to the top. Letting your arms and head hang heavy here. Drawing chin to chest. Bend your knees. Forward folding. Inhale, find some length in the spine. Hands to shins. Gaze forward. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Tucking chin to chest. Letting your arms and head hang heavy. And slowly ragdolling all the way up to standing. Coming back into mountain pose. Gradually, chin lifts last. Coming to stand at the top of your mat, feet are together. Release your arms down by your side. Gaze is forward, close your eyes. Inhale, exhale, finding a moment of stillness, of calmness here. Inhale, reaching your arms up overhead, eyes open if they were closed. Hands come in prayer overhead, and as you exhale, draw the hands through center, hinging forward, folding forward, bend your knees on the way down, release your hands either side of your feet. Inhale, lengthen, hands to shins, gaze forward, flat back. Planting your hands down, step back with your left foot. Drop your left knee down, uncurl your toe. Left hand plants down, right beside your right foot, and the right arm lifts, getting a twist. So guys, you can stay just where you are, or starting to circle through the arm, the right arm comes forward, all the way back. Nice big circles. Trying to move with your own breath, inhaling and exhaling. So doing this 3 times on this side, always mirroring what we do on one side to the other. And meeting here all together, right arm up overhead, fingertips reaching up to the ceiling. Right hand comes down to frame the right foot. Curl your back toe, lift your knee, step your right leg back behind you, coming into plank pose. So we're only here for a few breaths, guys, but if this is too much for you, drop down to your knees. Arms are strong, belly's in. If you know a different transition now, please feel free to take it. Otherwise, working with me, dropping down to your knees, rock the body weight forward, elbows hugging, slowly lowering down to the floor. Options to pull through baby cobra or cobra. Exhale, lowering down to the mats. Push back through the knees, take a quick child's pose, 1 breath, inhale and exhale. Rocking the body weight forward, curling your toes, lifting your hips up high, finding downward facing dog. Letting everything settle here, taking a couple of breaths. And if downward facing dog is getting too much for you guys, you can take a child's pose, take a rest whenever you need. Inhale, lift the left leg up, point your toes, 3-legged dog. Rock the body weight forward, hug knee to nose, doming, rounding through the upper back. Exhale, sending the leg away, point the toes. And again, rock the body weight forward, knee to nose. So coming up high onto your right tippy top toes really helps you rock the body weight forward, sending the left leg now back up in the air. 1 more time. Inhaling through, knee to nose. This time, stepping the foot in between your hands. Give it help if you need to. Pulling it up the mat. Stay high onto your back toes. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Coming into our high lunge. Hope you guys are as out of breath as I am. Shoulders back and down, gazes forward. Push your hips forward, bend through your left knee. So this is quite a strong pose here. You can stay where you are, drop the back knee if that feels better for you. And as we inhale, starting to drop the right hand back behind us now. Sweeping the right hand forward, left hand stays high. Dropping the left hand back behind us, sweeping it all the way around. So purposefully moving slow and controlled in these poses, right hand back behind you. Nice big circle with the right hand. Moving mindfully and slow, finding power in our body, in our poses. Left hand comes back behind you. Final time, final side. Arms reach up overhead. Dropping your back foot down 45 degrees. Arms open out, stretching them out nice and wide, finding our warrior two. So your back foot should be rooted firmly down into the mat, so toes pointing in 45 degrees, and your left knee stacked over your left ankle. Inhale, left arm lifts, right arm comes down. Gazing up towards your left hand or maybe down towards your right toes. Your right hand is on a strong right leg. Knee stays bent, belly's in. Inhale, exhale. And change, windmilling your arms down, left hand followed by right. Spinning on your back toes, options you can step your left foot back, coming straight into downward facing dog, or just send it back up in the air. One more time. And then the foot comes down, all meeting here. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Nice big sigh. And again, inhale. Exhale, one more time. Inhale, exhale. Letting it all go. Slowly starting to walk the hands back to meet your feet this time, so coming all the way towards the back of the mat. Heel toe your feet, so they're coming about mat distance apart, mat width, maybe just a little bit further apart. And your toes should be pointing out 45 degrees. So to start with, we're going to actually come up. So just let yourself ragdoll up with the legs wide, chin lifting up last. And as your chin lifts, sweep your arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands through center, hands in prayer. Slowly now, we're going to start to bend at our knees and let our bottom lower down. So coming into goddess pose. I like to shimmy on the way down, I'm not quite sure why, but it helps me get down a little bit lower, so give it a go if that feels good for you. Maybe releasing the hands down to the knees. This is quite deep in the thighs, guys, so if you're tight here, you're going to be feeling it. Maybe they're wobbling, shaking already. And perhaps slowing the left shoulder like you're trying to touch the right knee. Coming back through center and doing the same on the other side, right shoulder, left knee. Guys, options to stay here with the knees bent, hands in prayer, tucking your bottom under. So imagine there's something pulling your bottom forward. Or you can shimmy all the way down, coming into Malasana, squat pose. So hands can come down to the mat to help with your balance. Feet are down, or maybe you're up on your tiptoes. Hands come into prayer, using your elbows to push your knees out. This is quite a deep pose, so stick with me, stay with your breath. You've got this, come on. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax the shoulders, relax your face. Inhale, exhale. So if you're standing up, guys, you're doing really well too. Just stay where you are, you've got this. And change, even straighten off through your legs, or hands come down, hips up high. Sway it out, side to side. Getting a little bit of movement here. And slowly heel toeing your feet back together. So that should be hip distance apart. Walking our hands forward, coming into downward facing dog. Head is heavy, belly's in. Hey Barney. Hello. Got some company here on the mat. Dropping down to your knees. Take your knees wide this time, nice and wide. Push your hips back to your heels, let your arms stretch forward, forehead comes down to the floor. Letting your belly hang between your thighs and maybe stacking one fist on top of the other if your forehead doesn't come down to the floor. Close your eyes. Closing your eyes and just letting everything settle here. Feeling the sensations in your body, in your thighs, in your hips. And just bringing your awareness to the space that you've created, the space in your body, in your joints, your muscles. Knowing that our yoga practice is about building strength, so all these big poses that we're doing, working into our thighs, into our glutes, it's all about being strong, building strength. And slowly as you inhale, eyes flicker open, coming up into your all fours. Cross your ankles behind you, roll over, coming into a seated position. Your legs stretched out in front of you, bringing your right foot inside your left thigh and square your body over your left leg. Flex through the left toes, draw your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, start to fold forward. Arms coming down, letting them fall wherever they fall, making sure you've still got a bit of length in your spine here. So if you feel like you're really rounding forward over your leg, just come out a stage, come out, sit up tall, and then start to creep the hands forward. So here we want a nice straight spine. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, fold. And change, arms reaching up overhead. Bringing your hands down by your side, the right hand comes back behind you, fingertips facing away from your body. Start to point your left toes down towards the floor. And as you inhale, sweep your left arm round and lift your hips up. So hips are lifting, left arm reaches back behind you. Coming into a modified wild thing. Hips are high, gazing back behind you. Nice back bend here, chest, heart opening pose. And change, slowly lowering your hips down to the floor. Drawing your knees in together, taking the soles of the feet together. Just let the knees start to fall away. Maybe just helping wriggle any flesh from underneath your bottom, feeling rooted down into the floor. So soles of the feet are together, perhaps using your elbows to gently ease the knees away. So stretching into the inner thigh, the groin, and tucking chin to chest, and just rounding yourself forward. If you've got a little bit more space here and you want to come down onto your forearms, just investigating with this pose. Make sure your bottom stays rooted firmly down onto the floor. And don't forget to breathe. So still that nice deep inhale and exhale, the same rhythmic breath pattern all throughout our class. That in itself is a practice. It takes time to cultivate and maintain the breath. That's what makes yoga moving meditation, why it's so good for your mind as well as your body. Chin to chest, slowly uncurling, rounding up. Stretching your right leg away, left foot comes on the inside of the right thigh now. Squaring yourself off over your right leg, inhaling, arms stretching up. And as you exhale, hinging forward from the hips and just letting the arms fall where they fall. If you have a little bit more space, the hands can creep forward. Maybe interlacing the fingers around the toe, the ball of the foot, elbows drawing down past your calf. And if you're really open, if you've got much space to go, you can bring the forehead down to meet the knee. Inhaling, arms reaching back up overhead. Bringing your hands down, left hand back behind you, fingertips facing away from the body, point through your right toes, sweep your hand around and up, hips lift. Coming into a half wild thing, hips lift, gaze back behind you. Breathe. And change, slowly lowering your hips down to the mat. Barney's determined to join in now. Stretching your legs out in front of you, crossing your arms over the body and slowly lowering yourself all the way down to the floor. So guys, I'm going to stay sitting up for this part, not only because Barney's joining me, but because I want you to feel nice and relaxed, and I'll talk you through the next bit now. So coming down onto the mat, just like how we started our practice. Letting your legs stretch out the length, the width of the mat, bending the knees if you need. Releasing your arms down the side of your body, palms face up. Let your eyes close and let your breath return back to its natural rhythm. Even though your breath isn't controlled, keep your awareness there. Feeling the breath, the air move in and out of your body as the belly rises and the belly falls. Letting your whole body feel relaxed. Your whole body feel relaxed. The crown of the head, the forehead, your eyes, all just softening, releasing any furrowing of the brow. Relaxing your jaw, perhaps slightly parting your back teeth. Like your shoulders are up by your ears, just gently rolling them down, one then the other. Letting your arms feel heavy. The top of the arm, all the way down to your fingers. Perhaps the fingers start to curl in slightly as your whole body relaxes. And becoming aware of the back of the body, just pressing down onto the floor. And with every exhale you take, releasing, letting go. Relaxing through the legs, the thighs, the knees, the calves. And all those big muscle groups that we've been engaging, we've been squeezing and tensing. Now's the time to relax, release and let go. As you exhale, have a sensation of everything just melting down to the floor. Let your ankles feel relaxed. And your toes. Everything from the head all the way down to your toes, completely relaxed. Knowing that we've created this space in our body and our mind just to find a little bit of stillness now. And if there are thoughts still whirring around your mind, that's okay, that's completely normal. Just acknowledge them. Imagine that they're clouds in the breeze just floating by. All that is left to do now is to relax. very welcome to stay just where you are, enjoying Savasana, our final relaxation, for as long as you like. If you are ready to move, slowly start to bring some awareness back into your body. Just gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently draw the knees in towards the chest, hugging them in and perhaps rocking slowly side to side, massaging into the lower back. When you feel ready, just rolling over to one side. Drawing the knees in, make a little pillow with your hands. Eyes can stay closed. And taking your time, pushing yourself up to a seated position. So sitting with your legs crossed, resting the hands down on the knees, eyes are closed. Just letting the shoulders soften here. As you inhale, sweep your arms out nice and wide, bringing them up overhead. Breathing in as you do, nice deep inhale, hands reach up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, draw your hands down through center. Bringing the hands to rest in the middle of the chest, palm on palm. Drop your gaze, your head down towards your heart. Namaste. Well done everybody, great class. So lovely to have you here with me. I'm so grateful that you join in every week. If you have any questions or want to know anything about the practice or anything that we do, then please do get in touch. I'm really happy to hear from you, and if you're working with an injury or need anything modifying, or if I've said something that didn't quite make sense, let me know. I'm happy to explain that to you. The class will be on here if you'd like to practice back. It's great seeing you all. Thank you. Bye.